another really beautiful question that is common and relevant, and it's about, lo and behold, the fear of the unknown. This specific question is around, they've got two questions. They're obviously in a very big fork in the road of their life, a situation where they're in a job that's corporate, they get paid okay, they continue to get asked to do contractor work outside, but you can hear there's a split in themselves. They know they're awesome at what they're doing. They haven't said that specifically, but they know that they're really good at what they're doing, but they're afraid that, if they leave their job, they won't make the money. They'll be out in the street. What are they going to do about their 3 kids? Blah, 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 blah. They're also in a relationship that they're not feeling really fully fulfilled in, but part of them is telling themselves that I won't get anything better. What do I do? So what we're working with here is the fear of the unknown, which every single human has. And I almost didn't do this topic because it felt too simple. But my friend Alex said that it's a valid topic and we can all relate. So I'm going to break it down in an Amber way. Here's what I have to say about the fear of the unknown. Number one, there only ever is unknown. On the flip side of that, we are always 100% in control of our response when we are present. And we are always 100% able to deal with what's in front of us, no matter what it is, when we are present. So what this means is that this idea of the fear of the unknown, is there an idea that what's happening right now is known? So people often say, yeah, but I keep doing this because I know it's safe, or I keep doing this because of this. There's actually an idea or a story in your head that what's happening right now is going to stay exactly the same, that it is still going to feel safe, or it is still going to feel good. It's like that it's not going to change. You don't know that. You don't know that. And secondly, the unknown, so to speak, is called life. It's called life. And if you can loosen and lubricate fear by being curious, then all you ever need to know is that you can always be present, because that's a choice and a practice, which means you can always trust that you will be able to work with what's in front of you, because that's all we ever know, and the rest is unknown, guesses, assumptions, maybe some statistics. The only constant is change. The only thing that we know for sure is that we don't know anything, except that we can trust that we can respond to what is here when we're present. So my answer to everyone is that you will always know what to do, and you will always be able to handle it when you're present. And that's the solution then, and it's also the solution now, because I guess my second thing, which is a practice, which is so damn simple, which is often overlooked and distorted and underestimated, is to question those thoughts. Yeah, Byron Katie, perfect example. Byron Katie. If you don't know who she is, you should go and find out. So Byron Katie has questions in a turnaround. And essentially, the question that I always pose to my own mind or my clients or anyone whoever is talking about the fear of the unknown is I ask them what it is that they're afraid of. And it might be, oh my God, but if I do this, I might run out of work, or no one will hire me, or I will go broke, or people will judge me, or I'm going to fail, or it's not going to be good enough, or all of these different things. And here's what you do. You ask these 2 questions. Number 1 is that really true? Right? Byron Katie is famous for it. Is it really true? And your mind might go, yes, could be true, and you will find all of the evidence of which is why. But then that's why she has a second question, which is very smart, and it's, can you absolutely know that it's true? Now, I tried this one on my dad. Hi, Dad, if you're listening to this. When he was telling me about something that he really, really wanted, but he was just afraid to do something different because he was afraid of the unknown. He was afraid of stuffing up what was happening in his current life, or losing what he'd worked hard so hard to have, and wanted this but didn't want to lose all of this, and blah 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 blah. And I posed him this question in a different way, and I said, "Look, Dad, is it impossible that you could have XYZ, the things that he wanted? Let's just say, is it absolutely impossible is it impossible for you to have your dream Harley, a thriving music store, the best one in the world, the best one in Australia, be having your favorite musicians like come and visit and play and you do gigs with them? Is that 100% impossible? And the thing is, our mind can argue and go like, no, but, and it wants to say the but. So here's the thing, you don't get any buts for this question. It's a yes or no. So the answer to is that impossible is no, it's not impossible, which means it's possible. So if you've got a rather sticky mind, a rather stubborn mind that wants to see evidence before it happens, or struggles to trust, or wants to go into excuses, or has a habit of I hear people say, I always overthink things, I'm always in my head. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Ask your mind, is that impossible? No, if it's not impossible, then guess what? It's possible. And I just want you to feel what that feels like in your body when you ask yourself that. Is it absolutely impossible that I, leave this relationship that feels toxic to me, and that I find someone who I feel safe and loved, and I have it fun and adventure, and it's amazing, and our blended family work out, or my children are even happier, or we have a family of our own, or whatever it is that you're dreaming of? Ask yourself, is it impossible? And the answer is always no, it's not impossible. It might not show up in the way in which we always think it should or in the time, but it's not impossible. So I want you to let that possibility land in your body and feel open to that. Or is it absolutely impossible that you leave the environment that you're working in that feels toxic, that drains you, that might make them, pay the bills, but doesn't bring you the money? Or is it absolutely impossible that you become as embodied and influential and confident and wealthy as what your heart truly desires and tells you is, where you want to go in your world? Ask yourself, is it impossible? And answer it honestly without the buts, because the buts are just sabotage. Don't worry about those. You don't need to deal with them. It's a yes or no question. And the answer is, no, it's not impossible. Great, it's possible. I'm repeating myself because I want you to hear this multiple times from different angles. No matter what it is that you are dreaming deep in your body, deep in your soul, even if you are a woman who has had a hysterectomy and who has felt like out of control in her love life forever, and you dream of having a family, there are so many different ways in how that can happen. Maybe not traditionally how your head might make it, but there are so many different ways. But the way to first even let that happen is that you have to let that happen in your heart and in your body. You need to be open to the possibility that it is possible. So question the thoughts that say it can't because, or what if that. Question them. Question every single one of them. Unquestioned thinking is a life of suffering. Yeah, it's sabotage and it's in real form. Unquestioned thoughts will run your life. Be deliberate about the thoughts that you choose to believe and the thoughts that you feed. It's really all I can say about the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. And here's my final little bit of advice: is that, and this is my own personal experience, and this is after my mum died, and I had just broken out of a relationship I've been in for 3 years. I thought that I was going to marry this dude. We were in a company together. Blah, 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 the whole thing. My mum died. I realized he wasn't the person I wanted to be with. I broke up out of the relationship. And I remember I was making something like, I don't know, it could have been like $2,000 a week, something like that. It was like a consistent amount of money. And I'd been consistently stable at this amount for some years. And I remember paying rent and realizing how expensive rent is in Australia, which is ridiculously expensive, like the birds in the background of Australia are loud. Rent is big here. And I thought, if I can pay rent in Australia and I can pay for this expensive ass organic food and avocado on toast that costs $22 at a Gold Coast restaurant, and I'm okay like paying these bills and living my life, how the hell am I not already on a plane traveling the world? And I remember like thinking that and being like, oh my God, no, I can't do that. How am I going to keep my business going? How am I going to publish my book that I'm writing? What are people going to think? Like, clients wouldn't want to work with someone who's like traveling the world and like unstable. And once I realized that The only difference between the life that I was having that kind of, you could say, felt safe, and that one is that I knew I would enjoy the adventure much more. So from then on, whenever there's a situation in my life that's unknown, where I don't know what's going to happen, all I am is curious. All I am is curious as to what life is going to give me, what life is going to show me, what I'm going to be able to experience. And when you shift from that place of like, oh my God, what's going to happen, to like, oh my God, what might happen? What might be possible? Like, what's next? You can receive, you can be in it, and you're present. So in summary, presence, everything is unknown, so stay present, question every single thought. That's it. There is no way that your mind will ever not go into safety and try and protect you from possible pain. It's up to us to lubricate fear through curiosity, question our silly thoughts, and embrace the adventure through presence.